Just a quick note, this video does contain spoilers, so if you plan to play the game and you don't want spoilers, maybe you should skip out on this video. Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Sam from Sammy Plays Games, and welcome to my review of ULTRAKILL. Now this is a game you may or may not have heard of. That's because it is a game that is still currently in early access on Steam, but it is growing, they are consistently updating it, and it is coming along nicely. So in this video, I will be doing a review, telling you what I like and what I don't like, and maybe you will decide to purchase the game or go check it out based on what I recommend to you. Let's go! And just before we get into the video, I want to let you guys know that I was not paid or asked to do this. This is completely for my own channel, my own content. I want to let you guys know what I think of the game, so just know that this is my completely unbiased opinion. Alrighty, let's start out this video with some of the pros of ULTRAKILL. Now the first thing I want to talk about, and this is arguably what makes the game so freaking fun, is the gameplay just feels visceral. The movement system allows for speed around enemies, and kills are bloody and satisfying. I mean, if you've ever played Doom 2016 or Eternal, think along those lines and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when I say visceral and bloody. You know, the feeling of flying through the door of a room and just absolutely decimating groups of enemies in just one fell swoop. It couldn't be more satisfying. And ULTRAKILL just seems to make it even more fun with all of the unique weapons and abilities that it gives you. Now, the next thing I want to point out about the game, which I really like, is the graphics. So the graphics have sort of a rough around the edges, polygonal type style, and it really increases the gritty look and feel of the game. And just personally, I think that it adds to the whole all hell is breaking loose, hell is full, blood is fuel, kill all the enemies type feel. It just makes everything feel so more hellish. It's a really interesting style, and it kind of reminds me, honestly, of the combination of a modern indie game with mixed with like a classic id Software shooter. All in all, though, it really helps the game stand out, and I think it's a big draw for a lot of people. Now, another thing that's really interesting about this game is the lore, and we don't really know very much. The developer Hakita has told us that there's more to be revealed, but all we know so far is that mankind is dead, that hell is full, and that blood is fuel. And that's all you need to know. It truly leaves a lot up to the imagination. ULTRAKILL really has something special in that it has a very engaging and supportive community, and I don't think we can say that for a lot of games. You know, I think it's really important for a game that's growing to have people who are super into it and are also willing to share the experience by helping other people out, and sharing theories about the game. It just helps grow the community, and I think we can see that in a certain game that we all know and used to love, developed by a certain company that rhymes with Schmepic Games, and we saw how that fell because of a toxic community. So I think that an engaging and kind community is really important, and that's what I've found in the ULTRAKILL community, especially in the Discord, which has a super active community. It's got plenty of people who are willing to share speedrunning tips and lore, and are constantly helping the dev figure out bugs in the game. It's a great place to be, and it feels welcoming. To make a game as visceral as ULTRAKILL, it's really important to make sure your weapons are unique and really fun to use, and that's exactly what ULTRAKILL does. They took the classic weapons that we already know, and they made them into something new and exciting. You know, we've all used a super powerful shotgun to take out enemies, but have we shot explosive blasts out of them to take out entire roomfuls of enemies at a time? I don't think so. We've used a pistol, but have we flipped coins out of them and shot them to easily take out powerful enemies? Nah, I admit, that last one does sound a bit weird. But it's unique, and that's very important in a new game. It really helps them get noticed. and it makes it fun and different and fresh, something new that not everyone has played. You know, and additionally, Ultra Kill really they give you a good chance to increase your skill with these weapons in their endless mode. So the cyber grind, it's an endless wave, an endless mode with waves of enemies coming in, increasingly getting harder each time. It's got a global leaderboard and a local leaderboard on Steam, so you can check and see how you're doing versus the other Ultra Kill players, and so it adds a bit of friendly competition to the game. But all in all, it's an extremely fresh game in the weapon system and what it brings to the table in special abilities. In a glory-killing shooter like Ultra Kill, it's really, really important to have interesting boss fights, and I think Ultra Kill pulls that off very, very well. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you a few clips of boss fights. Now, there are a few spoilers ahead, and I will say this at the beginning of the video too, but these boss fights are technically spoilers, so I'll just let you know so you don't, if you decide to play the game, you don't end up knowing what to do when you don't want to. But putting you in the boss fight, the first boss fight that you're about to see, which is essentially a fight against yourself, is a really, really interesting concept in that a lot of the enemies so far have either been, throughout the game, have either been really weak or really slow, and so they can't really catch you. This enemy, fighting yourself essentially, another model of your robot self, is neither slow nor weak, and so it forces the player to think a little bit outside the box. How am I going to beat this really fast enemy? The next enemy that you'll see is the huge corpse of King Minos, and they put you in that fight, and you have no idea what's going on. You're like, how in the world am I going to beat something this big? And so it's kind of an interesting thing. You have to trial and error your way through it a bit. And then the third boss fight that you'll see, the Hideous Mass, who thinks of that kind of thing? I mean, once again, it shows that Ultra Kill's developers had a seriously unique idea of the game, and I think that's what makes it so special. Now, of course, no game is without its cons, and Ultra Kill is no exception. So, my only con for this game is that it can tend to feel a little bit like you're playing a reskin of Doom 2016 or Doom Eternal. And here's what I mean, is the movement systems are both very similar. Now, that could just be because of the genre of the game. It's kind of necessary to be able to move around quickly, and both movement systems in both games, Doom and Ultra Kill, they accomplish that very well. But it also can feel a little bit like the developer drew a lot of inspiration from Doom. And the other way that the games are very similar is that they both play with the concept of the adversary, the main adversary, antagonist, character, group. It's from hell. That's the main group antagonist always comes from hell. Now, Ultra Kill did take this a little bit in a different route, in that you're a robot and you're not fighting necessarily to save humankind. You're fighting to fuel yourself with blood, but it does seem a little bit like a spoof off of Doom sometimes. Guys, that is all I got for you today, but thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it helped you out, and I hope to see you in the Ultra Kill community. Like, comment, and subscribe, and check out my other stuff down at my channel if you liked what you saw, and I will see you in another video. Peace out.